Hello. Nice. Godzilla.
4 fingers.
Godzilla has four fingers. 4 fingers.
Minutes after writing.
It's July 2nd. We stopped writing at 3:40, right, p.m.?
3:40 p.m.
3:40 p.m. and it is right now 7:51 p.m. So that's 4 hours and 11 minutes. That's 251 minutes after.
251 minutes after.
Today is so funny. After Garrett, I'll just start off, okay?
Yeah.
After Garrett told me pretty much the two segments we were going to work on today, actually they sound fairly easy, but actually they were quite hard. But in a funny sense, funny sense right now to me is that they're very visual, and I always sometimes can't remember, me personally, with visual segments if they can be really hard or really easy.
I think it depends on the...
No, it depends, and I'll tell you. I'll say right now in this minutes after why for me this one was hard. A couple of reasons. Well, there was a lot of scene changes, so no matter what, that's always difficult because you don't want, at least Garrett and I, we feel kind of lazy. We just say guy sits on chair, woman sits on bench, somewhere. That's maybe some writers do that,
or even a coverall like. A sequence of scenes showcases the underbelly of New York City, and it is it is as unglamorous as one would imagine, at least from a higher upbringing, and yet everyone lives in this hellish hellhole. Blah 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 blah. And then there's your
montage.
There's your description, and then leave it up to the the filmmakers to make a montage out of that.
Garrett and I don't like that. We actually like to know what we're doing.
We actually like to detail the scenes for the montage. It has 10 cuts or 10 splices, even if it's only like half a second long. We're gonna detail those 10 splices.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons, definitely why today's segments were that tough, because they encompass both of that. And I'm just gonna say it turned out extremely well to what we imagined. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Another hard part, I will admit, which we have been saying several times about this episode, is that this is a very unhappy episode. Because I'm like 100% certain if it was the same thing, a series of scenes, like a montage, if it was more happy, or maybe more balanced, like a bit of happy, bit of sad, I'm pretty certain it would have been easier. But it's
probably.
But it's really kind of very depressing episode we're working with here, which is the point. So that's why I can say for myself, why today it just knocked me out. For me, Garrett, he had. I
got a second win when we finished the other second segment. I was full of beans after that.
Yeah, and that actually, by the way, usually happens sometimes to Garrett and I. Garrett feels really rejuvenated after a really good hard days of work. For me, it's about 70-30.
It's going.
Sometimes actually it does. I feel like, I feel so much better. Then I get up and I do stuff.
That's true. Sometimes it does reinvigorate you.
So
for me, it's every single time.
Maybe not every single. Sometimes things are so hard, even you get beat. But that's but see, it's like reversed. I'm like 80.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
I'm like 80-20. 80% of the time when it's a really tough day, I just feel so like, whoa. Garrett's the reverse. Only 20% at the most. More like probably 10% of the time.
I give it
Does Garrett feel really beat after a tough day's work? 90% of the time, Garrett feels awake after a tough day's work.
I feel very accomplished. I get a second wind.
Yes, that's definitely Garrett, and that's good for him. For me, I on some days I kind of wish I was like that, but on other days I don't. I'm just beat after hard days of work. I'm just like one of those people where I'm just like, I feel great. I know I did a great job. Now I gotta lie down on my bed, because that's actually what I did today. I lied down for like about 30 minutes, and then I feel better now. But I feel more awake now after just kind of working through all of that tough work today. So yeah, that's how I feel. Very accomplished, very tired, very good about what we did. Absolutely how I feel.
And you conclude saying why you think particularly these scenes were harder? It was just because the
I'm sorry. I didn't round it up.
Yeah.
But it's for those two reasons. Whenever it's a montage, whenever Garrett and I do montages, they always add that extra element of tough, because Garrett and I, we just explained what we do when we do montages. That's definitely one of the reasons. And definitely the other reason is that this segments, this episode, these segments we did today, it's unhappy on top of unhappy. So it's always draining.
So yeah, for those two reasons, I can see why that conked Brandon out. I got nothing else to add to that other than
if you want to
I'm happy with the
experiences.
I was surprised. I was like, after we finished the first segment, I was feeling actually wiped. Then my head was dizzy. I was just like,
yeah, actually, I could tell, Garrett. He was pretty damn wiped after our first segment.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out of it. I'm like, Brandon, I'm not going to be able to do this next part. You got to come up with the scenes. I can write this one part, but you got to write the other part. And I was like, nah, I'm going to help you out with both parts. I'm going to help you out. Fuck it. And then as we're writing it, then I get a second win while we're writing it. And then I start assisting with what we're writing. Brandon's saying we're going back and forth, very, very good.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, whoa, I'm like, whoa, where'd all that energy come from? Look at that. I'm back in the game, even though we're done for the day. Oh, look at our shirts. We're like twins now. Mm-hmm. Even though we're a year and 9 months apart.
No, we ain't twins. No way. We got that a lot as kids. And funny enough, actually, I never really minded it. I just thought it was kind of funny every time I grew up when everyone said, are you twins? I was never bothered by it.
I think it's our demeanor. I think if you meet us in person for the first time, you'd think the same thing. But
that's the funniest part. Once you really get to know us, actually, you can tell we're definitely not alike.
And the biggest thing is also, too, why it was confusing is because Brandon didn't wear glasses for the longest time. He only got these like a year ago.
No, not like, actually, literally a year ago only. Then
so he's only had them for a year. And I've always had, I've had glasses for almost 20 years.
Oh, yeah, wow. Really? Almost 20 years, huh? Wow.
Yeah, one more year, I'll be 20 years with glasses. I had them when I was 16.
Wow.
So, so that's why we always found it odd. But when we're having the same shirts, it's kind of cool.
Oh,
They're both silver Godzilla -1 shirts.
Yes.
These are some high-end shit.
Love it.
So Brandon, you did notice that I was kind of wiped.
Yes, after the first segment, absolutely.
I had half of mine honestly to say I want to call it after this one, but I was like, no, I can do this.
I actually saw that. See, I was waiting.
You saw it.
I was waiting to see if you would call it because for me, I actually knew I could do the next one. Actually, even though I was really exhausted myself, I was like, nah, I think I'll do it today.
He saw it, but all I thought to myself was, no, I'm finishing this next one. I can do it. Yeah, and I did.
Yeah,
it was a successful working day. I got nothing else. No, I'm set. You, bro?
Nah, I'm set.
We're good. More segments down. We're predicting a very early August finish.
Most likely a very, very early August finish for this episode.
To an extremely late July. Late July at the soonest. Like I'm going July 29.
Wow, what's it called? Really? Wow, that's amazing.
Well, you go 27 days, right? 2 seconds per day. That's
No. I'm just thinking about the little extra stuff we're going to do afterwards. Is all.
Even then, that's why I'm predicting 27 days. It'll take us to finish this real quick. If we're like maniacs, we'll finish it by the 27th. But I'm going with the 29th of July at an early finish, and I'm now reevaluating for my late finish. Our late finish on this episode, writing it will be August the. Shit, I'm playing it real safe. I go August the 10th at the latest. At the latest, August the 10th. So between August 10 and August 20,
that's
27.
Really, that's a little bit conservative, Garrett. Now that you're really conservative, what do you really think the actual...
August 5th.
So there, July... If we're crazy, which we're probably not going to be that crazy, so July 29.
No, 27. 27 is the crazy.
No, I know, but I don't want to count that one. That's like you're over conservative. Do you really believe we can finish it by July 27? I mean, what are the odds?
If we're maniacs.
No, but do you really think we're going to be maniacs as we write our episode?
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Maniac, Garrett, and Brandon is the 27th.
All right, well then July 27th.
If we're fast and if we're on point, and we complete everything we want every single day, the 29th. And then if we're lax. If some things come up and we're still on point, sometime in August 1st.
Well, August 5th, I really think
between July 30th and August 5th.
Yeah. That's what I think. I personally think sometime in August we're going to finish, but we'll see.
August what? Put in a number.
I don't know. Let me see here. From what I think, what's going to happen? I think August 2nd, August 3rd. So I'm going to bet more on August 3rd. Personally,
you heard it. August 3rd for Brandon. I'm saying July 29. I'm putting it out there. That's where we're going to finish July 29.
Yeah. So there you have it. See you tomorrow for the minutes after.
See you tomorrow. Godzilla -1 search for the win. Say it, bro, dude.